there. See if that makes it a little better. Yeah, let me know if this is visible. It looks like it, so I'm gonna proceed forward. Cool, I did not read the instructions to this. Alright, this was probably a bad idea. I'm not sure how to save myself from these ants right here. Okay. Okay. Well, I should have read the instructions. Alright, so... Yeah, sure. Alright, there's no way to restart this. Yeah, I should have just stuck with the full screen. Alright, here we go. Ants are after your honey. Throw wax to block them or squish them. Eat ants to get wax back. Eat ants with honey for permanent speed boost. You win when the ants stop coming. Game over when your hive falls. Arrow keys, shoot wax is Z, and quit is Alt F4. Okay. Um, there's also Xbox controller support for some reason. I could try that. Let's try that again and see if that does any better. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to just full screen. I know that just makes it really clunky, but whatever. Oh, there's a little nice animation going on right here. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, okay. I guess we did it. Cute. It's interesting you can still shoot honey in this mode and it will attach itself to the graphic even though the graphics are set to not collide. So I wonder what it's using as a setting for collision. It's nice that the JennyBee, I guess, added in like a proper Ayo, like added in a proper system to like actually signify whether you finished or not. Unfortunately, there's no restart. I can understand why there isn't any, but it does make it a little hard to replay this game. Um, yeah, until I knew that you can actually shoot wax, that's the game did feel a little unfair. I will say that the direction that you shoot is not obvious at first glance. Um, in particular, the ants to the left. This dip makes it really unfair, in my opinion. Um, Not because like there's not enough time to get there, but because like once the ants do get there, there's no way to consume them. Like the way the ants seems to be designed is to dig under, and that makes them exceedingly hard to capture. Not to mention that you can like lock yourself in at a position and it doesn't feel good that when that happens. I mean, once you know that you can fire wax, right, this game does kind of get a little easier. Alright, well, see, like I'm stuck there. That annoys me. I do like that sound effect. Yeah, I mean, the behavior of firing seems consistent. Hello, Eulermosis. Um, I am doing okay. I am just trying to understand some of the controls and the physics of this game. Yeah, I guess it's balanced in such a way that when you know you can shoot out the honey to keep the ants from progressing, then it is very easy to win. But if you're just trying to, manage the hive so that without using the honey, then it does feel very unfair towards the end too. Are you Japanese? I am actually Japanese American, but yeah. So how do I feel about this? I feel it's very simplistic in its implementation. Like you have these like really well made graphics here. So it's not, I'm gonna assume that this developer had, at the very least, some significant competency in programming. Hello, I thought I would only see you again in the next one. Anyways, and there's sound effects added in, so some level of understanding of game development is in here, and that's I think good. Um, the game doesn't feel like it feels very much like a arcade prototype idea. I kind of find it hard to imagine seeing this game further expanded upon with extra features, which isn't to say that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. Some games are really not designed for that. But I mean, it's cute for what it is. And you know, there's at least a clear win and loss condition that I can get behind. But as mentioned earlier, the lack of like a restart button, for example, strikes to me as a sort of a polish that's missing. Sorry to ask about a different subject, but how is the COVID situation in Japan? I don't know. I haven't asked my cousins about it. I don't live in Japan myself. Um, born and raised in the U.S., but uh, no idea at this situation. I am told that the vaccine distribution is going a little slowly there, but that was like a couple of months ago, and I don't know how well it has been distributed since to general population. Um, how should I think? Uh, like I think with this game, I don't know. It feels like there are parts that are missing. Um, yeah, it just feels like it's missing a lot of polished components, but also I feel like the fundamental game design seems to be missing a few details. Like you have this hive, right? And it's like a big clump, but the only parts that the ants tries to eat is to the roots of that hive cells. So then like I have to ask, is the hive basically just a health meter? A glorified health meter? Because that's what it feels like to me. Um, versus, an ant's actually trying to crawl around and trying to eat like around the perimeter of this hive, right? So then if it just acts like a meter, and certainly at one point, like in a way that I'm unable to eliminate the ants while they're eating away at like the inner portion of those roots. Um, it just feels, I don't know. It both feels unfair. It feels unpolished, and there doesn't feel like there's a grander strategy beyond block the ants from progressing any further, eat them away while they're still stuck there, and like that's it, right? There's this one optimal strategy that I was able to figure out within seconds of firing the waxes. And then from there, because that led me to this you win scenario, like I didn't feel like I wanted to experiment or expand upon that idea any further, at least as a player. So I don't know. I feel like that the sense of exploration and experimentation, as well as the sense of honing my skill at like eliminating ants didn't feel very satisfactory. So I know that's kind of harsh, but that's how I feel, I guess, as a player fundamentally. So I don't know. Like there's clearly a level of polish in here that makes me think this is a competently made game. Certainly, um, a lot of the details are taken into consideration. The fact that I'm actually playing on my Xbox controller, for example, is like a very significant plus in my eyes. But the part that I feel matters the most, which is like, does this game provide either a satisfaction of me, um, getting better at the game, or the satisfaction of experimenting with what the interface gives me and being entertained by the results. Like I feel like none of those two desires are met by this game design. But that's just me. All right, I guess I should move along. I did in fact play JennyBee's game. There's now Neo Saber on the list. Did I play your game? Asks Euler. And I don't think so. The game I made is called the Black Cat Apothecary. Apothecary. I cannot pronounce this game's title for the life of me. So here, in case you're curious. In the meantime, Euler Moises did the music. All right, here we go. In a galaxy right around the corner. Did I have the right thing up? Just double checking. Redis protects the entire universe from evil. Hook's Skycatcher is a Reedy. There aren't many in the universe these days. These questions is raising doubts in your mind and making your power unstable. Okay. Your inseparable Neon Saber, the Redis deadly weapon, is no longer obeying you. It's a bad time for that as your planet is under attack right now. ... Ready like Jedi. Oh. So red eye. So that's a pun. I was thinking more like Redis database, which is a real name and real product. How to play WASD space. Neon Saber doesn't forgive anyone. Watch out, Neon Saber acquires the power of enemies. The shots hit by Neon Saber will be fatal for all. So just use... It just... There's no controls on how to defeat the enemy. But okay, I guess I'm gonna find out. Oh, you can full screen this. How very nice. Comment says, you'll see in a sec. Euler did an amazing job with the mouth sound on this one. Okay. I'm listening to it. Cool. Hook's Skycatcher is a red eye. There aren't many in the universe. This question is raising doubt in your mind and making your power unstable. Is it? Your inseparable Neon Saber, the Red Eye's deadly weapon, is no longer obeying you. It's a bad time for that, as your planet is being attacked right now. Space Shield. Okay. Oh, I see. It's sort of like a dodge everything kind of game. Having failed to take control of his Neon Saber, Hook set out for the planet Vacurentia in search for his former master Yogurt. Only he can teach you how to stabilize the power of the Schwartz. In his runceless ship, Hook will travel through space at the speed of thought. Only a surprise attack could delay your trip. So far, like, it sounds like the shield is like the only way of... But what is that? A surprise attack? Oh, they can walk now. That is a significant evolution. Oh, okay. What? I guess my force shield is not gonna help me survive any longer. That. Hmm. Hmm. I have feelings about that attack. Eek. I'm not gonna survive this very long. I'm sort of reminded of every extend extra, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but music having very little to do with that reasoning. Oh, is it hold space or is it just short period? Yeah, it's just a short period. Oh, interesting. So the bullet color seems to do something. Uh, so singular in its focus. Okay. How am I supposed to survive this? I just have a single shield. The surprise attack was too much for Runcillus and it exploded. Of course it does. Right now there are some questions to ask, like why did it explode? Hook is alive? Question mark? The answer is yes. That was pretty quick. Was he still alive outside the ship? The answer is also yes. So many answers, questions. So many questions answered. How does he stay alive in the open space? This is a game. We can do what we want. Is he safe? No. Unfortunately, space is not as a quiet place as they say. Even more so for Red Eye. Don't worry, I am living up to the mistranslation of Hopeless Situation Warrior. I'm just gonna think of all the dank Star Wars memes I can think of while I'm at this. Oh, okay. Bullet hell is not what I'm good at, as I'm very quickly revealing. Oh, look, it's Rob. Hey, Rob. I mean, you're kind of decently okay on Super Smash Brothers. Of course, it is not Super Smash Brothers, so I have questions. Uh, I'm not gonna survive that very long. Alright, well. Ooh. Shield. Shield feels very, very weak to me. Like. Yeah, shield just feels very, very weak to me. It like the direction that it reflects anything is unpredictable. So it's not as like a useful deflect counter mechanism. And it also puts you in place. So like I have questions as to how effective that is. I say that while finding a way to counter and defeat like 3 enemies at once. The lack of control over the Neon Saber as well. Like I can't for the life of me figure out what's the best way to deal with it is also like concerning. It becomes less of a game element and more like how long can I survive? Um which I don't know. I don't find that as fun. To be fair, I'm also the kind of person who only thought Undertale was alright, and you know, a lot of that game involved just surviving bullets. Uh, Alright, well, just standing here seems to be a working strategy. Oh, I don't know what the colors of the bullets do. Like, the colors of the saber changing actually it has different effects, which I can visually see. None of which is useful to me because, like, I have no control over the saber anyways. So... So I'm just left with more questions than answers and that. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in a position of control. It's too I should say probably say it feels more like too much chaos in my opinion that I'm not really able to do much. The idea was not to let the shield be used at all times, leaving time for player to go through some difficulties. Yeah, but like how is a shield still active in this under this period, right? So I I I understand that the shield having a limited time factor for it was a necessary game design balance, and I agree with that. Um, Uh, as mentioned earlier, the fact that I don't think the shield is nearly as useful as it's presented makes it more of a hindrance, in my opinion. And again, the life of the shield itself is very, very short. While its cooldown is like twice how long the shield stays up, which I don't think feels good. So there was a suggestion of adding upgrades to the shield, which is kind of an interesting point. But yeah, no, this feels a lot to me like a bullet hell game, but not in like a way where the bullets are well coordinated. That there's like there's like a DDR like memorization involved that makes it fun or satisfactory. Oh no. Wait, can I do that? I mean, the particle effects are really pretty though, at least. I mean, yeah, that's suicide, but... Okay, the shield does not protect you from the enemies. Good to know. Oh, how did I do that? Well, how did I do that? By not doing it. See, I could have used a shield there. I would have liked that. As mentioned earlier, like to me, my problem is that I don't feel like I'm in control of the situations, and I don't have a lot of like anatomy of my situation that makes me feel like I can surpass each of these levels one by one. Uh, the first level alone was very, very difficult, so like I'm not inclined to think like this escalation of difficulty makes me feel like I'm increasing in proficiency of the game. Sorry for being critical, but I figure I'm gonna see if I can find a way to be constructive about it at the very least. Um, Explaining kind of like my thought process as I go along. Okay, that didn't quite work. I wasn't fast enough. Alright, well that didn't work either. Okay, that was me being stupid. Right, okay. Yeah, the counter direction, the deflection direction is completely unpredictable, which I don't like. Or like, maybe it is predictable, but it's not in such a way that I can take advantage of it. Uh... Oh, whoops. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that was gonna kill me regardless. I agree that this level took me the longest time to win. Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, while we're talking here, it would be nice to add in some screen shakes in the game so that each time an enemy is successfully destroyed, not just particle effects, but like actual screen shakes for gratification of actually defeating them would be nice. Some hit pauses would be nice too. Um, Basically, like anything for me to like better understand the physics and how the game works would be really nice. After this terrible space battle, Hook was sucked into a wormhole and mysteriously appeared in the Vorokhancha orbit. Now all that remains is to find Yogurt and to regain control of the Schwartz. The landing? Cracker Jack box. Well, we'll cut that part off to avoid discussions about physics, which is definitely not our goal here. No, it was definitely inside a Cracker Jack box. Alright, well, nobody likes me in this universe. This certainly explains why there aren't that many Reddies. Uh, Red eyes in here. Oh, so these are now invisible. Wait, what happened? I don't understand what happened. So there's some bit trickery going on here where you actually have to memorize where each of the bullets went after they disappeared. That's good to know. Look at that, it's yogurt from your favorite game, or favorite movie, The Spaceballs. Oh, I thought that was an enemy. Whoops. This corner I hear, because it's different from all the other stages, I thought like, oh, maybe it's an enemy or something. So how'd I defeat Yogurt? So after they have greeted each other in battle, Yogurt invited Hook to a Brazilian cafe and said to his pupil thus: "You must face your big, your big jest and my to establish the old cliche of facing yourself comes into play." I I guess I'm gonna have to scrub back to my video and understand a little better what the heck's going on. Wait, no fair. Why is the dark side able to take more hits than I can? You're not my dark side. You're not even my true equal. You're superior than me. That's not fair. You must face your biggest enemy to establish your balance. Oh, okay. And when I touch you, I die? What? No fair. There's no balance in this. This is like the least balanced battle you can ever imagine, Yogurt. He is just like you. He is as strong as you are. I don't feel strong. I mean, what does this universe say about basically clones at this point? Like, if there's a dark version of you, then, you know, why? Maybe your other side has to live up to its potential, unlike you. I mean, clearly the lightsabers like the dark side more than me. If they're just not hitting me as hard. Or if they're not hitting the clone as hard. This preferential... Oh, and they can fire bullets too! This preferential, yeah, this preferential treatment does not make it feel fair. It's a good story too. Everything to win the player. Do you just want to like go to a cafe and, you know, drink a little coffee or something? A little bit of tea? Anything to that effect? Because I'm not really having a whole lot of confidence in dealing with these situations. I mean, clearly if you're supposed to be my dark side, then, you know, we should have likes and dislikes that we share. We could talk about, you know, some of our favorite movies. I don't know. Maybe like I can continue this. Do you like doing coffee? I actually don't like coffee at all, so that's just me. I don't know. Let's see. What other negotiation tactics could I use? You know, I mean, you know how it is today. We should be all isolated and, you know, socially distancing. Maybe that would resolve our whole dark side problem here. We just need to social distance, right? So long as we can establish a good enough distance from each other, then I think everything will be just fine. Don't forget to wear a mask. Ow. I am unfortunately hearing that the pandemic situation in Brazil is not doing too well, so that's a bit of a concern and probably kind of got into a really touchy subject here, but I don't know. Trying to fill the time of me not doing too well on this fight. How is the behavior of the boss programmed? Does it just get closer to me or always keep a certain distance? Darn it. Maybe I can do some AI manipulation. Oh, darn it. Oh, darn it. I was not able to manipulate the AI. Oh, okay. Well, I walked into that one. You know, this is now my new negotiation tactic, to just get really close that they cannot socially distance. You may have a gun, but I have coughs. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. You see. It seems to me that he has a fixed schedule. Walk, walk, shoot, shield, shoot, something like that. Probably. That sounds about right, actually. Yeah, they're just on like a cycle. Oh no. Alright, that was to deliberately offset the Saber to actually do something. Oh no. Social distancing strategy is not working either. Oh, that was a little close. The I mean, I know that the shield triggers as soon as you tap the button, but the animation has a slight delay, so it feels like you need to trigger it sooner than it's actually there. So maybe that's the reason why like shield doesn't feel out for long. I will say the cooldown though is still very, very long in my opinion. Oh my goodness. Oh no. You fired your gun at me. I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Okay, come on, you can do it. Oh no, oh no. Oh, this is not good. Okay. I don't know that what that okay was in reply to. Whoops. Probably should have asked or something. Okay. You know, that's okay. This is okay, okay? Everything's alright. You know, it might be painful dying every time and saying, "Oh, but at least I'm here with you." I don't know if the shield is working for the poor sucker over there. I keep hearing the "I" sound each time, regardless of whether their shield is actually up or not. Oh. Oh, it looks like I finally defeated the dark side. Or the lightsaber defeated the dark side? I don't know. So after like 30 timelines, you know, the grand majority of them, Rezo probably just died. AI manipulation. Uh, golly. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. Ow. You hurt me emotionally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, darn it. I walked into that one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's bad. Would have been nice if I had a shield available at that time. 2, 3, 4. Uh, 1, 2. Okay, well, see, the gun, I guess the gun is the real killer here. 2, 3, 4. Oh, darn it. I am not doing a good job dealing with this. 2, 3. Okay, I'm dying from guns. Or lasers. Or blocks, or bits. Darn it. I don't know about you, but I think this shot is very unfair. Fair enough. I mean, I think so too. I walked into that one. So, oh, shit. Wait, what? Ah. No. I cannot get beyond 5. Darn it. Alright, here, I'm gonna do an amazing mind trick. Darn it. Of not moving whatsoever. Okay, that's my fault. Stood right into that one. Hmm. Alright, this standing still strategy is not quite working for me. And the fact that the lightsaber bouncing animation is also unpredictable doesn't feel good. Darn. Phew. I didn't get killed by a gunshot this time. Oh, that was That was far too close of a call. My hiding behind the rock strategy worked after the fifth shot. After facing the biggest challenge of his life, Hook Skycatcher is now free spirited and his power stable and will once again be able to protect the universe. Okay. Oh, it's the end. Okay, cool. uh, um, whoops. Oh, it's a trial version of Unity too. That's great. Wonderful. uh, clap. Thank you. I wanted that one clap. I will, I mean, I've I've already stated all my grievances, right, throughout the stream, and I really don't have much more to add beyond those grievances. It's just, you know, I play, I play games to have a sense of control over a difficult situation. You deserve a glass of sugar water, and I didn't feel like I got that from playing this game. And that doesn't feel great from my opinion. Um, I don't feel like I achieved anything when I defeat enemies because like I didn't do anything clever, right? I just managed to survive long enough to get there. And maybe some people find that fun. To be fair, there probably is a couple of people who find that fun. I don't. So like I don't know. I struggled with this game. Um, I want to like it. There's clearly a sense of humor. Um, there's the art is quite polished. The particle effects are pretty darn good. Um, the mechanics are simple. I think a little too simplistic in my opinion, but simple nonetheless. And I do think that the number of tweaks necessary to make it good um, actually not that large. So like there's there's some interesting fundamentals in there that I think could work. Um, in my opinion, the unique mechanic that this game attempts to add in are two, right? The shield and the sword. And the lightsaber just swinging around didn't really register to me as a controllable mechanic. Like, it didn't register to me as a way for me to utilize in an effective way. At least, like, the shield and specifically didn't seem to have, it just reflected, seemingly like a mirror, uh, of the lightsaber. But given that the neon saber already reflects off of walls in incredibly unpredictable patterns, that's not a thing that I can take advantage of, right? Like, sure, I can reflect the lightsaber, but if the wall is going to change the direction of where it's going to fly, then to me, it's not a useful mechanic. It's just another obstacle to dodge. So then fundamentally, I felt like the experience was dodging bullets, um, tried to deal with the bullet hell pattern that the game gave me. And like I didn't feel like the bullet hell pattern was predictable. It didn't feel designed, right? It felt like some of the enemies seemingly fired in a random direction, which really, really takes away from I feel smart or skilled for being able to surpass this. No, like some of those fires looked really random to me. The fact that they bounce off walls adds to that chaos. Um, I also felt like it would have been more. It would have made me feel better if the enemies were actually trying to fire directly at me, because at least that way I can see how the shield would be useful, right? Because now you can use the enemy's attack against them. But because they seem to fire at random and the shield seems to reflect in a direction that is difficult to predict, for me, I just didn't find that fun. I didn't find trying to dodge the bullets fun. I didn't just because again there didn't seem to be a pattern that I can discern. I didn't find it fun to like reflect bullets. There wasn't a particularly satisfying feeling to that because it was not something that I could take advantage of. So I don't know. There's just a lot of elements in this game that I wish were more cohesive as an experience. Especially because the level of polish in this game is quite extraordinary. I forgot to mention about the sound design. Euler Moses is on here. The sound design is really excellent. One of the best parts of the game. Um, yeah, the the AI behavior being like the AI behavior was the only thing I particularly liked because it wasn't designed in such a way that added too much chaos to the situation. So like they didn't move too much, to be fair. Uh, but like I didn't think they needed to move too much either. It made especially since the game is mostly about dodging, then them moving doesn't add to the challenge of can I actually successfully get my shot aligned if this was gotten a shoot 'em up. I don't have to now concern myself with trying to get my shot aligned to fire at them. That aiming is not a factor in this game. So like the simplistic nature of the AI, I think, actually worked to this game's advantage. Um, it would have been nice if the bullet movement then, or like the firing direction, would have worked to this advantage as well. I will rate this soon. Um, in the meantime, I do want to take a quick break. I will be back in a couple of minutes, but it looks like there's already at least um, two different options here. Let's take a quick look at who our users are. Um, we have Lily Red Wolf. Well, are they on that? Or and Robulet? Uh, Robulet is not on, but Chat is. Okay, so I'll work on the Unstable Ghost, or yeah, I'll play with Unstable Ghost next. And yeah, in the meantime, if there is a download for this, nope, it's just a run game. Cool, sweet. Again, I will take a quick break first and foremost, and I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Let's run this game and switch our screens. I didn't actually read, whoopsies, the description for this game, which might be more important. Tired of rural farming life and yearning for something more? Our brave goat sets out for an adventure. With a stalwart hamster companion and a can-do attitude, can he ford the dangerous rocky roads ahead and unstable? I don't understand this sentence, but okay. Controlling your goat tagonist, steer your precariously packed cart around obstacles, and keep your hamster friend fed and energized. A happy hamster produces more lantern energy, giving you more time to respond to perils of the rocky road ahead. For the record, you should never eat random forest mushrooms, but their numbing properties should help you smash ahead with confidence. I don't. Controls, WASD to move around. Might want to pull a arm brace for that. Shift or space presumably to dash. Controller compatible. Alright, well let's see what happens. I mean, it's a Unity game. Press E to unstable. Does a controller work? Feels a little slow, or the camera is not moving. Alright. Oh, you can only carry one thing at a time. Interesting. Boop, 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 boop. Game over. WASD, that to charge. Can I destroy boxes that way? No, apparently none. Oh, you can destroy blocks, what? Well then what did I do last time that made it work? Oh. Okay, I think I get it now. Let's try that again. Sorry, the presentation of this game is really confusing to me. Oh no, what have I done? What's going on? Mushroom and destroy rocks. Gotta press E to start. Oh, it's X on the Xbox controller. Got it. Oh, I can't catch up. I don't know what the light does presentation-wise. Hey, got a better score. Nice. I have a cape on, come on. Oh gosh. Maneuvering this doesn't feel easy. Yeah, maneuvering this doesn't feel good to me because like there's only so much margin of error I can work on appreciably before like I have to then like spend the time moving downwards. So if I'm here and I want to move the character, then I'm wasting time like just doing a quick move turn. And what if there's like more elements coming from the right side of the screen? That's also not to mention like I have to like maneuver around these blocks so I can get trapped. Like here. Like what do I do here? So I don't know. This movement mechanic could be better. 1991. I mean, to be fair, I am getting better at this game, so like it's not like it's all bad. And the problem that's being shown here cannot be mitigated any further. Um, it's just such a thin margin of error. I guess also the fact that like I have to be next to the cart makes it difficult for me to plan ahead because like a lot of these, games requires you to plan ahead, right? So that you're positioned in such a way that you can dodge whatever's coming up next. And so you have this camera set up that allows you to see ahead of the cart, and that's good. Like that's good game design. Um, but the controls makes it difficult for me to apply that knowledge, I feel. Like, how do I deal with moving this cart downward at this point? So I'm thinking now, okay, this is going to be a safe road up to this point, in which case I want to stand here and knock upwards, right? And then I somehow shimmied my way through that, which is a miracle. So I have like no idea how to dodge that. So probably want to go up here, down here, up here. No, there's no way I can dodge all of that. Down, up, down, up. Oh, I lost a lot more from that alone. Oh, how am I supposed to go up? That physically does not make sense, but whatever. Cool. So, I don't know. Let's keep that from running. Um, Default canvas resolution was way too big. Twitch, itch.io fixed by downscaling it. Yeah, I think if you can mitigate the movement with better dash. If you could dash, jump past obstacles. Yeah, um, that's certainly one way of dealing with that problem. I just sort of want a more direct control over the cart, right? I feel like this game could have been more fun if I had more direct, if I was the hamster that was moving the cart and I can just move the cart up and down, right? That's how I feel about this game. Certainly, also there's some physics jank to it that could have been reported to us a little sooner. Like we can slide it into a block, but you can't hit the block face on, right? I can take advantage of that information a little more. Um, as mentioned earlier, to me, it's just the delay of like it's the delay of trying to move up or down that I find so frustrating about this game. First off, like the fact that the arrow keys doesn't do that for you gave me a learning curve. It's like, all right, well, how do I move this cart? But now that I do know how to move the cart, I'm like, okay, sure. I can plan a little bit ahead and see if I can like find gaps on the right side of the screen and see what I can do to work with that limitation or work with that formation that the game has given me. And so like for a good while, like you saw me improve my score over time, and that's a good sign. That means that you have like a you have like control scheme and a game mechanic in there that for me I can gradually improve upon. Um, like so for me then it's like all right, I know what to do. I have all these information. I can actually utilize it. I can try planning ahead and work with it. Um, then a couple of things kind of happened that made it not feel great. And the few things include one, the goat has to move with the cart, right? Which means that the goat's ability, like the goat has to keep track. The player has to keep up with the hamster's movement. And that felt like an added extra challenge to trying to control the cart. The second, of course, is then I have to maneuver the cart. So then I have to walk around the cart to move it up or down, right? I could see you controlling the cart by using flags. What I mean is the horse drop flags directing where the cart should aim for. Horse could then have to dash and in front to drop flag and dash back to pick up last flag. There was a flag. Oh, I see. So the suggestion is like adding a flag to do that. Um, where was I? Right. So like the goat has to move around the cart to move it up or down. Right. So there's a problem with that because there's a delay on how quickly I can move up, then switch directions to go down. And that didn't feel fair to me is probably the word I'm looking for. It certainly like really annoyed me that that was not like an instantaneous feedback that I had. Um, there's a lot of like really good polish in this game. And, like credit is where credit is due. I do think the graphics are really good. Um, I do think the general color choices were were actually really eye-catching. You have this diegetic health bar system, which I think is actually really nice. It didn't really tell me that it was supposed to be a health bar, so maybe like maybe make that a little more obvious somehow, I made the music and sound effects on the game. And yes, our artist did a pretty awesome job. Yeah, absolutely. Music is also really good too. Props to that. Um, the so like there's a lot of like really good attention to detail. The getting hit is really crunchy. Um, I wonder like you had it so that the cart has to hit the block twice before it's able to proceed, which means it loses 2 health each time. And I'm wondering, like, was that really necessary per se? Like, at the health bar was a number of, right, exactly. Was that really necessary per se that every block had to be like 2 health points? I thought that was a little bizarre. That was like a really bizarre choice. From a game design standpoint, why not make it simpler by making one block equals, you know, one luggage? I guess the intent by having it hit twice is that it gives you more time to react and correct your mistakes, but I feel like that could be done with just one hit anyways. Anyways, in my opinion, the silhouette of the blocks and the world was distinct enough, and the particle effects on the carrots were distinct enough that I didn't really feel like the light mechanic did anything. Like it actually hindered my progress. Perhaps I feel like that was the original intent. Um, and that certainly would have made it interesting that you had to juggle between 2 tasks, right? Making the cart, positioning the cart correctly, and feeding the hamster with the proper lighting tools. But it didn't really help because the focus then on my part was to focus on the score. So then I have to balance between one or the other. And because the lighting didn't help as much as I guess the game designers intended it to, it was the one feature that I ignored. Um, and plus, the fact that I have to search for lighting then hinders the fact that I cannot control a car during that time. So it just creates all this sort of problems, I feel. So like I just was not incentivized to grab that. The only incentive I had was to grab the mushrooms, which, as a power up was a pretty good addition. I did like the fact that it gave you the temporary ability to destroy blocks on your own, and thus creating a route for the hamster to traverse. It was nice breather moment sprinkled into the game, and I think the pace of how those mushrooms were introduced was pretty good as well. So like, props for that specific idea, props for um, making it feel like a meaningful choice for me to make. Yeah, ultimately, like there's an interesting game in here. Um, I feel mired by this unconventional control scheme. And the experimentation is good. I think there was a clear intent behind, having the goat be controllable separate from the cart. And I think that idea can be good. Having, having a gameplay where you're manipulating not the character directly, but the world around that character. I think there's a lot of good things and great ideas that can come from that. So personally, I don't think that was the bad decision making of this game. I think specifically the lack of significant control that the player has over the cart, given the tools that they have, made it a problem for me. Um, and the reason being, of course, like it's hard to steer. It's hard for me to change directions on a dime, which I think for an arcade game like this is actually kind of critical. That's the first obvious one. I can get stuck, and that doesn't feel fun, right? The health bar, oh, no, that's the old message. Um, and because of the way the controls are slow, clunky in my opinion, it takes over all of my attention. That some of the extra details that this game added in, like mushrooms, I did say was a good addition, and I did pay attention to that. But like the carrots, for example, I just completely ignored, um, because I just couldn't be bothered. It was just far more important for me to make sure that the hamster was in the right lane, the cart was in the right lane, than grabbing the uh, expanding my light source. On the other hand, like the reason why I feel the mushroom worked is because that made the task of keeping the cart from getting hit by the blocks easier. So like it was worth the effort. It was worth the effort to do that, but it didn't feel like it was worth the effort to get the carrots. I don't know. Hopefully that all makes sense. I know I'm repeating myself twice in a lot of these stuff, but that's how I feel in conclusion. Interesting game though, very very polished as mentioned earlier. There, uh, I really like the block crunchy sound when you get hit. Like that, that's the good kind of oh I did something bad sound. There's a lot of like really interesting details in here, and even the way the controls are introduced, I thought was really good. Um, just would have liked to see a little more thought put into the controls a little bit. Is Roboulette or JPEG FG online? Oh, Roboulette said they're on. Ah, okay. Roboulette said they're on YouTube, and it appears they are. Except YouTube chat is being a jerk. Sorry about that. Roboulette, I guess next is your game, so I'll work on play that now. Sorry, I didn't notice this column right here. It says YouTube. I'm like, oh, I should have paid attention to that. Rogue Planet. Okay, so it's a download. Let's download the game first. Alright, while that's happening, an asteroid with a passion for destruction, touring the skies and knocking out every planetary body out of their stable orbits and sending them careening through the galaxy, or letting them be swallowed by host stars. I don't see a verb in here. Like an operating verb that tells me. I don't know. Some of these descriptions I'm noticing are from non-native English speakers, which is totally understandable. I think um, having an international participation is more good than bad. Hello, Robolet. So apologies for the delay, but here it is. We have Rogue Planet. I'm ready to play it. Oh, nice. Oh, music is pretty nice. Oh, I want to be clear, like, how is the music balancing versus my voice? Is that pretty good? I forgot to ask that. I should have asked that a long time ago. That's my fault. I cannot change the volume. I don't know if there's anyone on the chat here that can answer that question. Yeah, like I said, how is the audio volume? I don't know which one to choose here. I guess I'll just choose the single arrow. See what happens. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, fascinating. Ah, okay, so there's a little bit of a puzzle game here going on. Interesting. Wait, so does it only give me one choice or? Well, I guess I'm gonna find out what happens. Oh, it lets me proceed anyways. Interesting. Oh, whoops. Why did that not register? I'm actually really impressed with this game. It's obviously taking advantage of this is a Unity game, right? Yeah, this is a Unity game. So it's obviously taking advantage of the calculate ahead. There's a physics time step feature now. Yeah, there's a physics time step feature now that this is taking advantage of to be able to correctly trail. Like, oh darn. So it has to be all three of those, huh? So to be able to accurately describe how the trail of all these, celestial bodies are supposed to work. And I think like that really, really helps because there's clearly a delay. And so like providing that simulation significantly helps me. Oh, okay, so you can just launch things outwards. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I am very impressed with this game. It's a little slow. Would like to have like a fast forward button, and I feel like that's pretty easy to do with Unity. Or like an easy quit button too. I don't know if there's a quit operation you have added in here. Ah, so that planet doesn't have any effect on the other. Darn. Okay, well that didn't quite work out as I planned. Yeah, sorry that I'm not paying nearly as close attention to the YouTube stream, but trying my best. Um, I don't think they'll do anything. Ah, yeah, darn. Okay. Because I feel like the game would have told me if it did. There's a little bit of there's a little bit of yeah, there's a little bit of leap of faith in here that I'm not sure how to best approach. Is it gonna get closer? I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this waiting game. I know that it's just me, but given how slowly everything works in this game, which was probably out of necessity, I'm not gonna lie, given the limitations of this API. Oh, that might have done it. Wait, what? What has that done, orbit-wise? Apologies to, if there's anybody on the chat right now that's actually providing any sort of chat information. I'm trying to use Restream Zone chat to aggregate both Twitch and YouTube on a single website so that I can see on my mobile phone. But otherwise, I don't have any. You know, this is a Windows game, so I have no way. Having it being full screen, I have no way of checking. Let's see if that does the job. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, and I would like to have like some sort of button, maybe it could be right click or whatever, to fast forward. That'd be nice. I'm the only one in Twitch, so you're not missing anything, says Mr. Troy. Oh, nice to see you again, Mr. Troy. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Maybe it'd be nice to know quantity-wise, like whether I'm getting closer to my goal or not. Oh, nice. So this trajectory will work. You know I have to come by and see you every Ludum Jam. Yeah, that's a good point. In all seriousness, I better check out your game at some point, Mr. Troy. Oh no! Did that not work? It might be in the stable orbit again. Darn, I think it is in the stable orbit. Ah, so close. So I'm thinking that deorbiting, rather than causing it to collapse into the sun, is a better option in this case. Yeah, no, that didn't quite work out. Yeah, that didn't quite work out. So like I'm prioritizing on that decision-making process. Bleh. This little one is giving me so much trouble. I'm gonna experiment and see what happens when I do that. Okay, so it looks like there is a way. It looks like there is a way to deorbit all of these at once. Oh, that miscalculated. Boo! How dare you trick me, game? Tricked me again. This is not going to work, but I want to see it anyways. Okay, so that's not the reason. Oh, whoops. I mean, I really like this game idea. There's a lot of really, really interesting things you could do with this. But this specific puzzle is getting me. I don't know what to do with this puzzle. Oh, did I actually do it? Or is it lying to me? I think it's lying to me. No! No! So close! Yet so far! So far! Ah. Darn it, it lied to me. It'll be nice if I can pull that off, but I don't think I can. Maybe? No, I don't see this trajectory working. But if I had a fast forward button... It'd be kind of nice to have more than just one asteroid to launch. Yeah, there's... Well, I'm going to take the silliest of the silliest ideas. Maybe that works? I don't know. Okay. No, that doesn't work. Darn. So many feelings, so many conflicting feelings I have right now. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a sweet spot. I can trigger both at the same time. Except around here. Okay, there's our sweet spot right there. What does that trajectory look any better? No, it does not look any better. Darn, okay. Sasuganiこれは難しいな. Go, 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 go! No! 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 I gotta make sense out of this. You. Nope. Okay. It is always that last one that messes me up. No, this is not gonna do. Is the goal to make all the planets fall into the sun by throwing a single asteroid? Also, what is this game? Also, hi too. No, it's to get to get them to deorbit. So getting outside of the asteroid belt, for example, would be perfectly sufficient. Getting it into the sun would also be perfectly sufficient. And boy, it's hard. I mean, I like puzzle games inherently, being a puzzle game designer myself. So, like, I'm trying, I like to kind of think through this. Oh, this is promising. This is the most promising thing so far. Oh my goodness, I finally did it. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It looks like I have to adjust at just the right angle. Or just the right amount of power. Okay, so that trajectory is too quick. Oh. Darn. Alright, well, let's leave that alone for now. Maybe the right choice isn't that way, but to, reverse the orbit in exactly the opposite direction. Something like that. Okay, so that won't have achieved that. I saw a weird tick on that. Yeah, there's a weird tick that affects. But there's a reason to believe that's just gonna touch the sun. Okay, nope. Okay. So I can decrease the distance and try to see if it... That may or may not work. Okay, no, it doesn't work. Okay, so it's predicting correctly, it's just there's a slight change. Does this... Where's the sweet spot here? I'm wondering if actually the backwards movement. Yeah, I could try this. It's probably not going to work. Okay, I don't see that working. Darn. Yeah, it's escaping the gravitational pull. Maybe the other route is the better route, where I try to influence the other trajectory of the other asteroid, other planet. Oh, that looks like it might work. With the right velocity. Okay, if head-on, that doesn't quite work. Okay, head-on, it doesn't work. So we need to kind of chip it. Looks like it's gonna miss. Yeah, it's gonna miss. I don't know. The part that makes this game so special for me is that, like, I know that it's gonna fail, by the way, but like the fact that you can see this path is what makes this game special to me, right? So it becomes like a question of how do I create this domino effect to be able to deorbit properly, and I think that's like a really special feeling to be able to almost exactly predict how these orbits go and turn that into like a puzzle mechanic. Like that feels good to me. That's part of what makes this game feel so interesting from a concept design. It's just that then you have these sort of puzzles and I'm just not sure how to react. Oh. Will that work? Oh my goodness, it did. Oh, that one was hard. Alright, we got some more complex orbits going on here. Interesting. That looks promising. Come on, you can do it! Yeah! Thanks for playing our game. We hope you enjoy the journey. Hopefully there's actually more beyond this. Not like a level, but like I would like to see what sort of Easter egg they added in if you can complete this. Oh, you cannot complete this. There is no Easter egg. Alright, cool. Very, very, very interesting game. I quite actually enjoyed this. Kind of wish to look ahead. Like I said, you have this really nice trail that really says a lot for me as a player to figure out how to solve these puzzles. Like, to me, that was really cool. Um, oh, I guess there's no way to close this except manually. Wow, that was really cool. I kind of like that actually. Um, Yar, no, it's such a simple concept, and the UI is super simple. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this fast forward slash rewind button as much. The oh, it's using Kenny assets. Now that I look at it, the um, the visual language kind of says something else to me. But regardless, like it's good. I like the game. Then again, I have a bias towards puzzle games, so guilty as charged there. The I kind of wish the trail was a little longer so that I could, and that's just a programming problem, right? How much do you want to add in these sort of details before the game just absolutely runs at a horrible frame rate? So to be fair, I'm probably asking for too much. I kind of wish the trail was a little longer, precisely because there were a couple of puzzles that were levels in here that were exceptionally difficult. Um, trying to find the sweet spot. Also, like having a fast forward button would really, really, really help. And make it like really fast and easy to trigger and unengage. Like maybe you hold the space bar or something. That would have been really nice too. And I certainly know that with Unity, that's fairly simple to do. Um, but like the parts that I did like were the fact that again you can see the trails. And and then like to me end experience became where do I place the asteroid, you know, what direction do I need to pull it off by, um, how do I deal with creating this sort of domino effect? Seeing the domino effect of like one thing colliding to another and getting that trajectory correct was like really, really satisfying to me. So I thought that was like a very cool effect that this game and developer added in. So I thought that was really cool. Um, Generally speaking, there were some errors in the prediction. Like I would have liked to see the prediction tell me if I'm too close to the sun, in which case it just cancels out the trajectory entirely. Um, so that would have been nice. Uh, I would have liked, to me, like I think the biggest problem was the game didn't provide a lot of margin for error. So like if you messed up once, then you had to restart, right? That didn't feel fun. Um, but the layout did create a lot of opportunities for experimentation. And furthermore, it allowed me to be brave about it because of the trails. So, no, those mechanics and visual language like really helped me motivate myself to try to complete this game. Um, I did say I would like to see more asteroids, just more from the perspective of so that I have margin forever. Like that's the problem I'm trying to solve when I say I would like to have more than the one asteroid to shoot off. Um, Very Angry Birds-ish to me, but I did appreciate that the success had simply required you to either deorbit or destroy into the sun, one of the two. And that was a really nice criteria. That's much appreciated. Um, Again, would have liked to have a fast forward button so that I can skip past the deorbiting animation. Still, very, very cool. I like this entry. So would like to see more from this dev. Mr. Troy, aha, it's a Kalamari Damacy. You and your puns. All right, here we go. It's a web game, so how to play? Ahoy, matey! I hope you I hope ye be hungry for some nautical nonsense. We got a boatload of it for ya. Laughs in pirate. Steer your ship using the arrow keys or WSD to collect cargo, avoid monsters, and keep your load on deck. The longer you maintain your mound of booty, the more points you will accrue. Pirate. Just be sure to avoid Triton's beasties, or they will knock the load from your deck and put holes in the belly of your ship. Too many holes, and you might just end up meeting Davy Jones himself. Notes from the team. 2/8 PST. We have uploaded a cover image, but it's not yet appeared. We are looking for why. Cool. Do we need to sing the song? Oh, apparently not. Just checking to make sure everything's working. Tutorial. Collect cargo, dodge obstacles, survive. When your health reaches 0, you sink your ship. WASD and arrow keys. Okay. Oh, this is really subtle. I don't like that. Nice. Buttons that you can click for some reason, I guess. Very cool. This was quite a large team. That's very cool to see. How's the audio balance, just to make sure, with the game running and my voice going on at the same time? Am I too loud? It's endless, so you should be able to have a quick understanding of the game. Well, I guess I'll get started real quick. And then you said WASD. Oh, it allows you to slow down. I see. Oh, interesting. I like this 2D, 3D hybrid going on here. That's actually really cool. Ouch. Well, I guess I can't hear the game at all. You cannot hear the game at all. Very interesting. Give me a minute. Wait. Let's try that again. Na 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 na. Oh, I lost that one. Alright, but it still apparently counts. Na 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 do 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 do. Na 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 na. Bum 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 bum. Don't you worry, do your best. Da da na 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 na. Half worry, Mijidoshi. Na 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 na. Bunch of other words I cannot remember. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. All right, yeah, no, I cannot recall the Katamari song. Darn it. Let's see if I can recall a different Katamari song instead. Oh, okay. Ouch. Alright, you know, I had to make sure of that. Oh, yikes, it's really loud suddenly. Oh, because I capsized. Okay. Oh, that's neat animation. I like that, actually. Alright, let's try that again. Alright. So, trying to get into the Katamari mood here. I don't feel like I have much control over keeping the ship. Oh, that's what the light right and left is for. Okay, I got it now. So yeah, okay. So because there's an element of balance, you might actually need to be selective of what load you choose. Interesting. Ah, I get it now. I get what you're trying to do here, game. Like, okay, well, that was a bad choice. Oh, okay. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so, like, this is interesting to me because the game is really forcing me to make um, careful decisions. Not careful decisions, interesting decisions on what to pick up versus what to just leave behind. And I think that's really, really interesting from my perspective. Maybe I can kind of slide things back. Yeah, there we go. Nice flat load. And I can't collect anything because I'm so busy dodging everything. Oh, Kraken! Sky 照らしてよ。お日様は僕らのスポットライトさ。おスマイル聞こえるよ。都会のシャレたスイングビート踊ろうよ。Dance, dance, dance. くるくる回る。It's really funny. Funnily, Saga, I don't know the song at all. Someone else named the game, and that's round one. Avoid that it tends to knock things off. And that round one. Avoid that. It tends to knock things off because it's round. Everything you pick up is a multiplier, all at the same value. Interesting. And I did get 7,000. You know what? I'm going to give one more round on this. Now that I understand a lot of the nuance of the game, it's just... I don't know. To me, it makes it a lot more interesting. So I kind of want to like put that knowledge into practice. Come on. Can I get this balanced? The answer is no, I cannot get this balanced. Shareta sungu beat, odoro yo, dance, 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 kuru kuru mawaru. And I can't remember after the part. Oh, darn. Kind of focused a little too much. Now I have to actually scoot back at the sacrifice of my luggage there. But whatever. Oh no! Oh, it's getting faster. Oh no! Oh, okay. Well, however long you're able to stay up. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, hi, Dragon. I'm glad we made acquaintance with each other. Alright, hi, Kraken. You can outboil forever once you learn the patterns. Darn. Darn, Kraken. Darn you. That was fun! There's... I kind of wish the ship itself moved a little faster, especially vertically. But, you know, there's only so much, there's only so much you want to add in before it kind of loses, before the game becomes too easy. Anyways, no, I actually like this. There's a lot of really interesting nuances and strategy into this game that I didn't realize on first blush. But for playing it further, it made me go oh, interesting. I actually have to be. Oh, I see what happened. This is a web game. uh, no, there's a surprising amount of nuance added in for such a simple concept, and I like that. I'm always for I'm a believer in the game design philosophy of complexity born from simplicity, like just adding in simple ideas that's easy for the player to comprehend. But then you realize that that adds a complex strategy behind it, and just making it so that the decision of getting closer to the screen, that's the part that to me made it so fascinating, right? In a game like this, um, the optimal strategy is just hug the left side of the wall, the left wall, collect items, and call yourself done, right? But you added in physics. So holding left all the time is not a good idea. You sometimes need to kind of rebalance your load after a while, in which case, if you put yourself on the left of the ship, now you're at a disadvantage. So now you're encouraging the player to go more towards the center, where actively, they have to actively take a risk of getting hit because it is just not as easy. There's less distance between the ship and when you first see an obstacle come up. And that's the sort of complexity I really, really like that this game introduced. I appreciate that the vertical movement does not affect the load shifting at all. That was a very clever game design choice, much appreciated. Um, Trying to keep all the luggage balanced, especially once I realized that really helped my score multiplier, was really fun in my opinion, because it created this really complex risk versus reward into it. I had to fight to not include that. Typically, I try and make a game as hard as possible. The ups and down balancing. Yeah, no, that's perfectly makes sense. Um, no, it's the way it is right now. It has just enough complex. You made it just simple enough that I didn't have to manage that as much, and I can focus on the dodging um, more. But yeah, no, this is actually surprisingly. I liked it. There's a lot of really really interesting choices I had to make throughout the gameplay. Now, of course, I think that I was most disappointed by the fact that it was sort of like an endless play, right? And at least for me, I only can derive so much fun out of that sort of gameplay before I just get tired of it. Not to mention, towards the end when you're moving far too fast, then trying to find load just doesn't become a thing for me. It just becomes, all right, how do I dodge things? And then after, and then there's a point where I realize, oh, I cannot dodge because my ship doesn't move vertically fast enough. So that was a little annoying. But even there's just this tiny kernel of a great idea in here that really made it so much more entertaining to me. Um, yeah, no, that that luggage and the different shapes of it, that was a very significant value add that I really, really like. So that was cool. This was I appreciate this. This was really cool in my opinion. A little simplistic, um, but there's this really interesting core idea that, granted, I kind of would like to see it in a different context, but like when I say different context, I mean this game is like an endless game. I kind of would like to see it more in like a staged, where you have like actual levels to go through. But like there's a really interesting idea there. Um, and combined with this dodging game made that genre that much more interesting to me. It added just enough spice to that formula that, I'm really fascinated by. Very cool. Um, will do my best to comment on that as soon as I can. Wendell Scardia on Twitch. Are you online for the Improbability Fighter? I believe you were, because I saw your comment earlier. Yes, you are, Wendell Scardia. Nice. Wait, there's an NES version? Oh, weird. And then Green Mask Games. Just double checking. Okay, you are online. I think I have just 2 more games in me. I love this game. I'll check it out. So, the Green Games may be the last one. Graphics made with Next, an unreleased fork of Nest. Interesting. Is there a way to full screen this? Yes. Wendell Scardua, are you online? Press start, space. Key binding. Oh, enter. Enter F and the arrow keys. Got it. Oh. F. Ah, okay. Okay, so there's a bit of a geometry war mechanic going on in here. Also, heads up, if you have a gamepad attached, it works. You know I do have a gamepad attached. Game over. Oh no. I think my gamepad has a mind of its own right now. I have to keep moving constantly for it to behave. Yeah, it's not behaving. So gamepad, it looks like a no. Yeah, like I'm not pressing that on purpose, so gamepad was a bad choice. Let me refresh that. No, no. Ah, that's bad. Please don't do that to me. Okay, chaos is based off of time. So there's at least 3 different weapons, okay. Okay, it's not liking this. Oh no, it's not liking this at all. I'm not hitting anything, okay. This fantasy... Yeah, this fantasy console is not liking this. I will remember this. Oh my goodness. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh no, oh no. Hi, you didn't know, but I'm actually good at Tetris. Oh no! I'm not good at Tetris anymore, I guess. Okay, so firing shots doesn't increase the chaos, it doesn't sound like. Which makes the behavior predictable, which is nice. Oh no! Oh no, I gotta keep moving. Gotta hustle. Gotta Tetris hustle. Okay. Oh, the tree hasn't been out for a while now. You win! Hooray! We did it! Drats. Very cute. Oh, whoops. This was actually really fascinating. Download the ROM and open it in an NES emulator. Recommended Messen. It was coded in assembly. Interesting. Okay. I couldn't win, so I'm glad somebody showed me. Fair enough. Um, this was cute. It's a So I kind of compared it to Geometry Wars. Geometry Wars is known for swapping out your weapon after scoring high enough. Thanks for playing, no problem. I thought it was pretty fun. Um, the the presentation of making this all, I'm actually impressed that you were even able to make this in C and assembly. Um, you know, those are not easy languages to learn. Although the fact that they're so simple makes them easy to quote unquote learn, just hard to take advantage of their strengths. But anyways, I'm trying to think, kind of summarize my thoughts here. Um, sort of similar to Mr. Troy's game, I did think this was a fairly simple game. You did have an interesting twist in there, which I did think was cool, and certainly would like to see it expanded upon more. Um, the the idea of like constantly swapping weapons, and needing to change the controls and the play style was something I actually really liked. Um, it it forces the player to change their strategy on the fly, and that creates like a, it's such a simple concept, but it creates a lot of complexity on the spot, where you're forced to like change how you play. You're forced to see, you're forced to do things differently, and there's no there. It's not like part of the I was kind of critical with a few prior games throughout this stream, where I felt like there was just this one optimal strategy to play the game, or like the one right way of playing. And I don't like that in games. Like, some people might like that. I'm sure a lot of fighting game folks would say, oh no, I don't think fighting game folks would probably like that, because the whole point of what makes fighting games interesting is that your opponent is different, and so you constantly have to change your strategy all the time. Anyways, what I mean to say is that like really forcing the player to change up their play style, change up their strategy on the fly, and do so in a fairly predictable way, and be able to be prepared for it is really, really fascinating to me. And I think that's like or, excuse me, what I mean to say is not fascinating to me. I think those are all really good game designs, in my opinion. Um, and so, like the way this game implemented it, granted, it didn't give me a whole lot of control, but I found it to be fascinating nonetheless, because especially as the counter went up and it became clear that I need to make my change, like I certainly changed my strategy of how to play pretty quickly as a consequence of that. So I thought that was really cool. I did mention that I tried playing it on an Xbox controller and it didn't quite work. That's my Xbox controller. I know it's my Xbox controller that has that problem with the drift, so I won't be too worried about that. Don't. Um, no, I thought this was pretty cool. Um, I feel like it was a little too simplistic. I would have liked to see more added in. Now, to be fair, given it's supposed to be for, the NES, perhaps there wasn't a whole lot of time or, specs available to add that in. Certainly, you were pushing it towards the end of the game, it looked like. Yeah, it really, really looked like you were kind of pushing it pretty badly towards the end of the game. Nest. Not finding it. Interesting. So, like, maybe that was a reason why there wasn't much more complexity behind it, um, which I guess is understandable. You just have to work with the hardware that you're given. So, fair enough. Um, I would definitely like to see more ship concepts. I like the whole S Tetris ship was like a really cool idea, I thought. Um, I don't know, maybe like maybe like adding in sort of like a Contra character that you can control might be interesting, for example. Now, Contra obviously is copyrighted, so something similar to that, like an actual person walking around the stage and so forth. That might be interesting. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe something that just fires a straight laser might be interesting as well. I don't know. There's lots of interesting potential behind this game. Um, I'm certainly wondering if like time should be the only factor in swapping out the things. I guess I should talk about some criticisms. Really, I just thought the game was really simple, and I would have liked some sort of visual indicator to let me know what the hitbox of my ship was because it was clearly smaller than the graphic implied. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just useful for me. If it's probably useful for some people anyways. If it can indicate like how small that hitbox actually is, because that's clearly not something most people would be interested in experimenting. They're just going to be more concerned with just dodging as much as possible. So some sort of like visual to indicate that that would have been really nice. Um, no, I thought this was pretty cool. Uh, yeah, would like to see would like to see that fleshed out with more ideas added in. And Space Fix Attack. I believe Green Mask games are indeed online, yes? Let's close that to kind of refresh it a little bit. Oh, did they just come offline? Well, they are the last game, so I definitely would check them out regardless. Oh, weird background. Hacksaw Unit, howdy. Wrapping up almost. Do you have your game added in? I'm happy to play that instead. It seemed like the Space Fix Attack just left the chat. Yeah, go right on ahead. Exclamation submit should bring up a link to the forum. I will actually be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be under the Tech Valley Game Space or the TVGS Twitch channel this time around. Um, so you can see me then. Submitted, thank you. And then, yeah, let me double check to make sure. Okay, they have not yet come online. So this is going to be the last game that I'm going to be working on. But it's a Baserackcanball. It's a Baserackcanball. All right. It is 2009. Deep in the woods, some bored teens play a strange sport. Hit the can with the bat. Or is it a racket? Question, not question mark. Please read the controls and information on the itch.io page. WASD, F, and G. Okay. Uh, does it require the second player? Hit the can back and forth either with a friend or solo. Go for the high score. The bat and racket rings around each character indicates the range of the racket swing and the bat swing respectively. If the ring isn't lit up, you won't be able to hit the can. The bat racket is pretty poorly crafted, so it gets fixed up every time it connects with something, sometimes with strange results. Some bat racket configuration can only act as either a bat or a racket. Please keep an eye on the control indicator at the bottom of the screen if you need a reminder of what buttons you can return the can with. Bat and racket swings both have different effects on the can. I wonder, what are those effects? And what's with that ring of mushrooms and those bases? Experiment, see what you'll discover. Oh gosh, it's pretty loud. Let's go with F. And you said F and G, right? Okay, so it says right now only F. Wow. R, B. So R, B. It's hard to keep track of which one is active, F or G. Um, oh, F is the bat, and R is the racket. So I guess I can pay attention to that. So, okay, it says that the bat is active, bat is active, bat is active, racket. Wait, so bat is B. I might pop by. I like watching the streams and pass. Oh, that's weird. Darn. Alright. Oh, you oriented it. I should have noticed that sooner. Okay. Sorry, the controls were so confusing to me. So can I use a racket in this meantime? Yep, I can still use a racket. Okay, so when it's dark, the racket cannot be used. I'm so confused. Okay. Wait, what? You switch up the visuals so frequently, it's hard to tell. Like, I know why you did that, but it's also a little unpredictable to me, so I find it hard to figure out how to deal with that situation. Darn it. Darn. Don't. Bah. 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 What? What did I do? The sound is nice and crunchy, I like it. Okay, so that told me that the bat is only active. Okay, right now the bat is not active. Bat is the only thing active. Bat is not... Okay, that didn't work out. Racket. 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 Bat. Racket. Racket. Why did that racket not hit? Racket. Bat. Racket. That racket did not hit. No. Bat. Bat. Racket. Bat. Bat. Racket. Oh, that was a miracle. Racket. Bat. 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 No! What? Barely made it. Racket. 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 Back. Racket. Racket. No! Racket! Bat. So the racket is largest. Racket. Bat. No. Oh, okay. Bat. Bat. Racket. 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 But. Bat. I just saw that and I regret everything about it. It's a little weird because I have to pay attention to the player mostly to make sure I know which controls to use. It's not that bad because it's not the situation I like, but it's not that bad because I can at least pay attention and play fairly decently. So it's not as big of a problem as I'm making it. But visually speaking, like I'm focused on the RB circle. Darn! That was a best 1024. Cool. I didn't know what that did. Oh wait, you can do that? Okay. Well, I guess that can happen. Darn. Nice juicy visuals here, I like it. Fantastic level of polish. Probably the most polish I've seen so far in this stream. Oh, barn. Barn. Oh. Okay, I see B, 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 B. Oh no, that was not on top of my... R. I see R. B. R. R. B. 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 R. R. B. Oh. It's a lot of fun trying to capture the autumnal vibe. Alright, I think I only have a few more games left in me. Obviously, I'm just going to be playing this forever. It's nice that you can kind of progress this game on your own pace. Of course, as a game tempo increases, like, you know, it gets faster. But like, I get to rest and start the game whenever I feel like it, which is really nice. No, no, oh. I see how the racket and the bat differs. So the racket bounces. So that implies actually okay, what happens if that meter goes up all the way to the top? Okay. Darn it. Well, I can tell you if you want. The walls are very mean. Sure, you can tell me, since I'm not gonna figure it out at this rate. It's a bit more relevant in the versus mode. I see. Because you can try to pressure your opponent into using racket in a bad angle. Oh, that's a good point. Darn it. Hard, but feels fair. There's a certain tempo to it that's really hard to kind of grasp first time playing, I feel. Oh no, okay. Okay, well, like being able to pull a spin on a can with a bat swing. There's a lot more. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Oh, this was pretty cool. I liked it. Very, 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 very polished. By and far the most polished of the games I've played so far. Um, no, I really like this. It was a little confusing trying to divide my attention between two things at the same time. So I had a little difficulties doing that. Um, I think like graphic wise, like you knew that there was a problem in having the player try to focus only on the buttons. So you had this like visual effect where whichever one was on the left would be the left button, whichever on the one that's on the right would be the right button. I'm not sure. I feel like that was effectively communicated to me. It's a little strange, for example, that you had it with two different sizes because at that point I felt like the decision was easy for me to make and I would just go with the larger run. I know the risk versus reward is that the bat it has a far more predictable Pong-like behavior to it versus the racket, but I don't know. Um, the polish certainly made it very much more fun. I did like that the can, for the most part, had a very predictable pattern with exactly one exception, and it's the one exception that, like, I feel like I'll allow. It's like if it hits the three side walls, then it just changes its angle so that it can actually, there's actually something interesting going on. And that was actually genuinely a good change. Like I said, I'll allow it. It was just annoying that it felt a little random, but you know, just a little bit. For the most part, I thought it was predictable, and I thought that was pretty fun. Yeah. What else do I feel about this game? Honestly, my biggest complaints. Oh, also, like you have these sound effects for the mushrooms, but I couldn't really make out what happened to them. I'm assuming it changes the trajectory of the can slightly. So, something a little more obvious visually might help. I think my biggest problem really has been where my focus has been on, which was consistently on the character that I'm playing, right? And that's fine. Uh, like you want to make sure that you want to ask like where do you want the player to be focused. But I guess the reason why I only focused on the player was because one of the items could end up being disabled, whether it's the bat or the racket. So like I didn't want to be caught off guard as a consequence of that. So I just focused on, all right, which one is active and has the larger circle. Use that instead. And completely disregard the advantages that the bat has over the racket, right? So I felt like I felt like from a usability standpoint, that was sort of a shame that like you have all these fantastic particle effects and design on the can itself, which registers even as I'm staring down the character because they're like all full screen effects. But my focus was so much on the player sprite and the radius size of the racket alone that it didn't feel very like I didn't get to see anything else. And so I kind of want to see more, I want to see more thought put into the design, the HUD design of the character, letting me know which controls are I can hit. Maybe make it so that you don't disable one of the two controls. I don't know, but the idea being that like I I think I would have enjoyed this game more if it let me afford to focus my attention on the can rather than the player. And again, the reason why I'm obsessed with the play is focusing my eyes on the player character is because like there was multiple times where I was caught off guard because the bat was not usable or the racket was not usable. So that's how I feel about that. Does that make sense? As for like the rest of the things, like I didn't really pay much attention to the HUD, the right side of the score that is, or the right side of the screen with the score and times and everything. That I thought was perfectly fine. I don't really need to pay attention to that thing only. Um, let's see. Most things in this game felt predictable. Like it was fairly predictable where I was going to launch the can. It seemed like it was based off of controls, so like up and down. So yeah, that was expertly put. Really appreciate your feedback. But no, other than that, like highly polished, super fun, super satisfying to beat your old score. There's a lot in here that's very, very crunchy and feels much more satisfying to replay over and over again. So you have something really special going on here. I would definitely like to see more. All right, and I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say this is it. I am very, very tired. But yeah, no, I saw some cool games here. I thought there was some really, really interesting ideas throughout this jam. So really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Awesome. Thank you so much for your feedback. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to Space Fix Games, and I certainly couldn't get to Destructo today. There was just a lot to go through, but you know, um, maybe next time. I will probably be returning next week to my usual game dev stream. Uh, I need to kind of recall. I've moved to a different state, so that's been why I've been on a long hiatus. Um, but I need to recall where the heck I was in the game that I'm currently developing. So yeah, you're gonna see me return back to just good old game development on the Linux and see how far I get on that. But that's the plan for now. Again, had a lot of fun playing these Ludum games, and I hope you all do a really good job on your score. I will go back over and start adding in the ratings and the comments after the stream. It will take a while for the video recording to show up on YouTube, so keep watch of that. But I will be posting it, so really cool. Let's see what else we're talking about. I think that's basically it. This was certainly an interesting, Ludum Dare having the theme unstable. I don't know, I have sort of mixed feelings with that theme, but as with all themes in Ludum Dare, I have mixed feelings. So that really doesn't mean anything. But yeah, no, I thought this was pretty cool. Definitely ended on a high note for me. And yeah, always happy to see both Hacksaw Unit and Mr. Troy online. Thank you for your long time support on these streams too. So it was good seeing you two again. Yeah. Other than that, I guess I will call it a night. See you all later. Bye.